It is Saturday, August 22nd at 8:56 a.m. I'm here to share the Word of God with you using the Amplified Holy Bible and the Navigator's Bible reading plan. I'm working out of the book of Revelation and I will be sharing chapter 6. The title is The First Seal, the Conqueror. Then I saw as the Lamb Christ broke one of the 7 seals of the scroll, initiating the judgments. And I heard one of the 4 living creatures call out as with a voice of thunder, "Come." Verse 2. I looked, and behold, a white horse of victory, whose rider carried a bow, and a crown of victory was given to him. And he rode forth conquering and to conquer. Check out Psalms chapter 45, verses 4 and 5, and Zechariah chapter 1, verse 8, and Zechariah chapter 6, verses 1 through 8. The second seal, war, verse 3. When he, the Lamb, broke the second seal, I heard the second living creature call out, "Come." 4. And another, a fiery red horse of bloodshed, came out, and its rider was empowered to take peace from the earth, so that men would slaughter one another, and a great sword of war and violent death was given to him. Check out Zechariah chapter 1, verse 8, and Zechariah chapter 6, verses 1 through 8. The third seal, famine, verse 5. When he, the Lamb, broke open the third seal, I heard the third living creature call out, "Come." I looked, and behold, a black horse of famine, and the rider had in his hand a pair of scales, a balance. Check out Zechariah chapter 6, verses 1 through 8. Verse 6. And I heard something like a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures saying, "A quart of wheat for a denarius, a day's wages, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not damage the oil in the wine." Check out 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 25. The fourth seal, death, verse 7. When he, the Lamb, broke open the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th living creature call out, "Come." Verse 8. So I looked, and behold, an ashen, pale greenish-gray horse, like a corpse, representing death and pestilence. And its rider's name was Death, and Hades, the realm of the dead, was following him with him. They were given authority and power over a 4th part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with famine, and with plague, pestilence, disease, and by the wild beasts of the earth. Check out Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 21, and Hosea chapter 13, verse 14. The 5th seal, martyrs, verse 9. When he, the Lamb, broke open the 5th seal, I saw underneath the altar the souls of those who had been slaughtered because of the word of God, and because of the testimony which they have maintained out of loyalty to Christ. Verse 10. They cried out in a loud voice, saying, "O Lord, holy and true, how long now before you will sit in judgment and avenge our blood on those unregenerate ones who dwell on the earth?" Check out Genesis chapter 4, verse 10, Psalms chapter 79, verse 10, Psalms chapter 94, verse 3, and Zechariah chapter 1, verse 12, verse 11. Then they were each given a white robe, and they were told to rest and wait quietly for a little while longer, until the number of their fellow servants and their brothers and sisters, who were to be killed even as they had been, would be completed. The 6th seal, terror, verse 12. I looked when he, the Lamb, broke open the 6th seal, and there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth made of hair, and the whole moon became like blood. Check out Joel chapter 2, verse 10 and verse 31. Verse 13. And the stars of the sky fell to the earth like a fig tree shedding its late summer figs when shaken by a strong wind. Check out Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. Verse 14. The sky was split, separated from the land, and rolled up like a scroll, and every mountain and island were dislodged and moved out of their places. 15. Then the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the military commanders, and the wealthy, and the strong, and everyone, whether slave or free, hid themselves in the caves and among the rocks of the mountains. 16. And they called to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the righteous wrath and indignation of the Lamb. Check out Isaiah chapter 2, verses 19 through 21, and Hosea chapter 10, verse 17. For the great day of their wrath and vengeance and retribution has come, and who is able to face God and stand before the wrath of the Lamb? Check out Joel chapter 2, verse 11, Malachi chapter 3, verse 2, Jude verse 14, and Revelations chapter 19, verses 11 through 16, my friends.